Hey, it's Domain Dave from CheapWineFinder.com with another review of a value-priced wine. This one is a $9.99 wine from Trader Joe's. It's the Corvallia Paso Robles Cabernet Sauvignon Lot 22. Lot 22 rather than 2022. It's not a vintage wine. Not that that necessarily matters. There was a time when I was like, if I saw a wine that was non-vintage, it'd be like, oh no, they try to buy the cheapest grapes possible, but that actually isn't. Sometimes it's the winemaker's choice of what he's doing. There is a website for the Corvallia wines. There's a red wine, a Zinfandel, and this Cabernet Sauvignon from Paso Robles. Paso is a really good place for Cabernet Sauvignon. There are wine experts who say that their cabs rival Napa Valley. I mean, it just has a good place for it. It's got the climate, it's got the soil, it's got the topographical things going on. And not that, for a $10 wine, you don't really get all that going with that. It's usually for the elite websites or whatever. But it does factor on down to the more affordable wines. If it's a good place for Cabernet Sauvignon, it's also a good place for affordable Cabernet Sauvignon. So why is this a non-vintage wine instead of a Lot 22 wine? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure at all. I don't know. They didn't say. The website's kind of pretty. They have a nice website. The bottle looks good. Everything about the wine looks first class. And I'm thinking, since it's a collaboration with a top Paso Robles winery, and this is the Bozano and Company, which they make a lot of wines for. I've seen them making wines for Trader Joe's, I believe, Aldi's, and possibly Costco, and other places. There's a lot of people who buy their own brands, and it's actually gotten so good that you don't know the difference. I mean, a store brand and a retail brand are pretty much the same thing nowadays, except the store brand might be probably is cheaper. So I'm thinking that maybe there is a wine, an older wine left over, because if the winery's selling it off, it's left over, and they have a younger wine. So you got a wine aged in oak, and this is aged in oak. You can get the oak spice, you can get the chocolate, you can get the creamy vanilla, and you get the darker roasted flavors. You get the savory notes on the nose. So you're getting maybe a older wine with a younger one. You put those two things together, and you get something that's really interesting. It doesn't happen all the time because usually everything's the same vintage. But if you with value price wines, if you can do mix and match and blending, you can take something that is okay and turn it into good. I'm gonna take a sip. It's a good wine. It's a solid wine. It really delivers for its price point, $10. It's got rich, deep flavor. It's got some interesting spices going on. It's got it's kind of chewy with the tannins, which you want the Cabernet Sauvignon. The tannins don't pull, but you do get them a little chewy. If you ever find yourself chewing a little bit on a red wine, that's probably tannins there. It does really well. So it's a Lot 22 rather than 2022. That doesn't really matter. It's up to the winemaker to make the wine. At this point, if it's selling for $3 and it's non-vintage, you might want to stay away from it because, non-vintage and super, super cheap. But if you got Paso Robles, a top-notch growing region, and you got a top winery on top of that, you just let it be. Drink it. If you like it, it's good. And that's where we're at with this one. This is the Corvallia Paso Robles Cabernet Sauvignon Lot 22. It's a solid Cabernet Sauvignon. It sips well. I mean, it's a sipping wine. You can drink it. It easy to drink. Often with when you go to a high-end tasting, it's easy to drink as if that's something bad. No, it's something good. Why would a wine ever be hard? Why would you have to suffer to drink wine? You don't, and it's good. So there you go. This is next time I talk to somebody, it'll be December, and we're going to be doing the holiday upscale. We already did a champagne, which I found for half price. That's the one before this one. So there you go. This is Cabernet that you could pop the top on. It looks good on the table. No one will know it's Trader Joe's. Not that that's a mark against it anymore, but it can hold. This wine can hold its own with anything, 15 and under in the retail stores, and there's nothing wrong with that. So that's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. We ranked up 3 value price wines a week, and then we plug in the we don't plug in the podcast, we plug in the microphone. And my microphone's plugged in, and I'm just about ready to quit talking and start drinking the wine. So adios, keep it cheap. I'll be talking to everybody in a couple of days. Like I said, we'll be doing party wines and bubblies and that type of thing. So keep it cheap. Adios. Stay warm. Bye.